parents, I'm coming back on here for Science Spin, and this one is called Rocket Man. This is Leland Melvin. He loves dogs, football, and being an astronaut. Before I get started, see if your children can make a prediction about what they think this is going to be about. You guys have your predictions ready? Let's find out. Okay, so if we look here in this picture, we have this little bubble that says, "In space, his food floated." What do you guys think? Do you guys think that we can start seeing what we think this may be about? Let's watch this video. Okay, hardest job in the galaxy. Leland learned that being an astronaut is hard but amazing. Maybe you think your work is hard. Sure, you have spelling tests. But did you ever have to swim wearing a spacesuit or fly upside down and not puke? Spacesuit. Spacesuits are clothes that protect astronauts in space. Leland he is an astronaut. What do you guys think? Is your predictions correct so far? All right, astronaut. A person who travels far away to space. That's a scientist who goes to space. Leland didn't know if he'd choose to be an astronaut. More than 2,000 people tried out for the job. Only 25 got picked. Ooh, that's very little in the amount that actually tried out. One of them was Leland. All right, there's our title of our next section, astronaut training. Then training started. Leland had to swim across a pool wearing a spacesuit and tennis shoes. He had to keep his head above water for 10 minutes, still wearing his spacesuit. What do you guys think? Do you think that would be really heavy? He says, "I think I drank about half the pool, but I passed." He had to fly in a jet called the Vomit Comet that swooped and dived and try not to puke. Leland says proudly, "I didn't lose my cookies once." So that's good. Go ahead and let's talk about what some ideas of what we've already learned in this passage. How many astronauts tried out for the job? And then how many actually got picked? What is one of the ways that astronauts train? Can you tell your parents one of the things we just learned on how they train to be an astronaut? Okay, let's look here on the next section, the rocket launch. Leland made it through the training. He was ready for his first space mission. On launch day, he put on his orange flight suit. Leland's parents and high school science teacher cheered as he boarded the rocket. He was allowed to take a few personal things. He took a Curious George book he loved as a kid. That's so fun. Leland was strapped to his seat. Then it was 3, 2, 1, blast off. The rocket's speed pushed him back in his seat. It was hard to breathe. Then it got easier. Leland looked out the window. Behind him, Earth was like a beautiful blue marble. Okay, so what are some things that you guys learned in the rocket launch? What was something that he took with him? What was the color of his flight suit? Can you guys do a self-to-text connection? Is there ever a time that you've gone into something so fast that you were pushed back in your seat? What about like a roller coaster at Silver Dollar City? Have you ever felt a little bit like that? All right, let's go on to working in space. It was time to get to work. Leland had to set up the rocket's toilet. Toilets in space are tricky. On Earth, we have gravity. Oh, my internet is now going slow. Gravity, the force that pulls things down to the ground and keeps them from floating away. Uh-oh. It pulls us to the ground and keeps us from floating away. In space, there's less gravity. Everything floats. The toilet had a hose to collect the stinky stuff. Leland got it working. After 3 days, Leland reached the International Space Station. There, he helped us set up a new science lab. Leland also used a robot to help repair the outside of the space station. That job was hard. It took 8 hours. And so here we have this. Leland took off in this. When his work was done, Leland celebrated by opening a package of M&Ms. They floated. He caught them in his mouth and smiled. He had made it to space. It was hard, but it was worth it. And so what were some things that he did when he went into space? Why did he go to space? What was his job when he got there? Where did he go and what